Welcome everybody back here to the SBENU Star League on Thursdays. It is Group Dream. My name is Valdez. With me is Wolf today. Once again, how are you doing?
Really, really good, man. I'm actually really excited to cast Star League. It's been a long time for me. I got bogged down by those non-siege tanks, and now I'm back here.
you were, being a game trader for a while. It's okay. You're back. We forgive you. You're back here at Starcraft.
Got my passion restored.
Yeah.
Here's our group, guys. Look at this group. 3 Protosses and Dream. That's the story here. That's why it is Group Dream. And Dream looked really confident coming into the studio today in the makeup room. He looked kind of cocky, just like his picture here.
Almost overconfident. He kind of walked in with a bit of a smirk on his face. He said before, first, actually, the CG is very short. Terraform, Cactus Valley, Echo are going to be the maps. And you guys can see the win rates there on the sides. But
incredible win rates, by the way, for both these players in this matchup. Look at that. They actually have their best win rate in this matchup. Dream in the TVP and MyuNgSiK in the PVT. So that's important to note, especially going to the fact that, for example, from MyuNgSiK, he's been playing mostly PvPs, which his win rate is not as strong in.
It's funny that they extended that, actually, after we complained a little bit. We can actually see the maps now while we're talking about stuff. But, yeah, like I was saying, almost a little bit overconfident. And he said in the interview, I know he didn't get that really translated for you guys, but he was like, yeah, these guys are not that good. I'm just going to roll over them. I'm going to get out in first place. That's what he said. I mean, I would actually agree with him. But I hope he doesn't pull like a Lucira and come in here saying, oh, Hyun's no big deal. Like, whatever. Like, here I go. And then he dies.
Sure. I mean, I worry for him if he's coming into this overconfident as well. It looked like that's how he came into his Code A match versus Hack, where he got 3-0, did not win a single set, did not have a good preparation for the maps, for example. Looked terrible on Terraform, which is going to be one of our maps today, I believe. So I feel like, Dream comes into this prepared. He does get out in first place, most likely. But if he's being a bit too cocky, or if he gets caught off by this new, changing, slower meta right now in PvT, then I think he could have some trouble. But we're seeing that the meta is changing kind of all through things Pro League, the GSL, and now in Star League. So I feel like he's got to be caught up with it by now. I mean, he watches StarCraft. He plays StarCraft for a living, right?
Yeah, he must know exactly what's going to be going on. I'm very curious to see like the different Protoss styles against Dream, especially because he's known for being very aggressive, but the new Terran kind of meta here is like, okay, I'm going to make my third command center very quickly. There's a bug terrorizing us right now.
I know, it's just, it's all over the place.
Somebody doesn't kill us.
I almost got
Get it, Wolf.
I almost got it. Don't worry. I'll get it later.
He's trying to escape from the glass, but he can't.
Sorry, trapped in here with us.
Sorry, Buggy.
Third or fourth, I guess I should say, Star League commentator in here today. All right. This is going to be so sick, man. I love Star League so much. This is my first time casting it actually in the actual group stage. And this is a good group for being my first. Dream versus MyuNgSiK to start things off.
Well, we got to look at those maps. I think it was Terraform, Cactus Valley, Echo. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's going to be very interesting to see what MyuNgSiK's going to do for me, because he's also known as kind of a tricky guy. They named him like the weird Protoss here. And I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what kind of builds he's going to throw at Dream. Is he going to play straight up or just try to do something tricky?
It's a good question, Valdez. The map is loading. Are you ready?
I am so ready for this group now. Let's go into game number 1, guys, for Dream versus MyuNgSiK on Terraform. Push it. Down here in the bottom right, in the red, our Terran player, the only Terran player in the group, surrounded by Protosses from SK Telecom. It is Dream.
Wearing his pin from last season, as well as the new updated version. Cool. 2-time finalist. Oh, up to the top left in blue. They cut you off, I'm sorry. It's MyuNgSiK for SBENU.
SBENU doing very well recently against KT in Pro League. Stats doing a very strange Colossus drop. I hope we do not see that here. in this in this group.
If we see it, let's just hope it's a bit more successful. Hope we can find the secrets of that build.
Yeah.
So we talk. Dream is a 2-time Star League finalist. If you've been following StarCraft 2 in Korea over the past year, you definitely know this guy. MyuNgSiK, on the other hand, definitely a bit of an up-and-comer still, but has looked really successful in recent times. They made it to the round of 8, I believe, in the first season of Star League this year. Didn't do as well in Season 2, but in Season 3, he's already looking really strong, and I think he could get out of this group. The MyuNgSiK is unpredictable. Like you said, kind of nicknamed a bit of a weird Protoss. He also has this fan, and he's supposed to be like called like a strange strategist because his builds are so specific.
Yeah. The fan is some reference to some old Chinese strategist from a while ago. Ooh, look at this. Dream versus 3 Protoss. I think this is a good time in the early game to remind you guys, if you take a selfie of yourself watching Star League here, or just draw some kind of image like this, if you're good with Photoshop or Paint or whatever you want to do, you post it on the websites, which is e-sports.tv.net.
Yeah.
And then you go to community. These girls are not interested.
They're like, get our faces off. I want to go back to the game. He's making a factory. I'm really excited about it.
Not impressed. Like, one of them just crosses her arms. She's like, get me off here right now.
I was like, I am quite attractive, but I don't. This is not what this is about. This is about StarCraft. Yeah, do post one of those selfies. You might have the new dankest meme, or whatever they're called those things these days.
Yeah, you can put a nice little dank meme up there. I'm not sure if it will come up on stream, but we'll see. And, of course, the prize, I think it's 1 person per week, or maybe 2 people get some of the pins.
I got the fly, man.
You got it. 1 caster down, 2 to go.
You're next. It's going to be a Hellion opening here. And interestingly enough, the pylon placement for MyuNgSiK in his main base is good for blocking a Reaper jump, but not so good at blocking any, with a Stalker blocking any Hellions from coming in. So let's see if he can actually get into the main base and get some damage done here.
Observer showing us where you would normally put that pylon if you want to try to block the ramp. You put it slightly blocks the ramp. You can block with usually 1 Stalker. And he's just going to try to knock down the rocks. This probe should scout the Hellions coming across.
Yep, that should give him plenty of time to prepare for this. Stalker's already in decent position with the Mothership core, but he just needs to get that pylon up. Boom, that's what he's looking for. Probes here to help. Or actually, I guess he's just going to escape with them. And that should be a block there. Yep, easy peasy. Almost gets 1 probe.
They just can't get in there. Stalker's way too fat.
Stalker's pretty chubby, man.
Yeah. Terran's going to have to run him around the map, try to get him to be skinnier so he can run by some Hellions.
It's like if you put a Dragoon, I feel like the Dragoon is almost slimmer in a sense, but like it would just, even if you put it on a hold position, it would constantly be going back and forth on the ramp because that's what Dragoons do, so the Hellions would never get by.
Yeah.
We have a medevac follow-up, so he's definitely going to be looking to drop here. I like how he repairs these Hellions as well, just to make sure they're up to their full hit points, the fullest potential for damage. And he might even bring some Marines with this.
Oh, 2 new Hellions coming in looking for some damage. Going to force a Photon Overcharge very early on. And like you were saying, he's going to get that medevac out. He does have it out now, and he's going to have 4 Widow Mines here. Going to go with the first 2.
Okay. So no Marines with this, keeping them at home.
But yeah, I mean, if this goes into the main and there's no Photon Overcharge, MyuNgSiK will see this. But did he see it?
I think he did. His Stalker's still at the natural, though, which makes me worry. And in fact, he's making forwards in the main base. I don't know if he actually saw that. It's a good point you point out there. Now, this Observer should be able to spot the Hellions, meanwhile, that are going to go for a run-by. He evacuates the natural.
Yeah, he knows. He knows 100% here.
Really well done. Very patient. He thinks he's hiding. He thinks he's sneaky with those Hellions, but the Observer knows. He's very aware of that.
Observer knows everything. And this is just the way that Protosses are playing once again. They just get out so many Observers. They see everything. It used to be with the blink. Sometimes you wouldn't have detection. Sometimes you wouldn't see the drops coming in. It was hard, but now with Protosses going back to this kind of build.
Oh my god, he needs to pull those. There's so many probes here. 2 should go down. Oh, a bit of a misclick there. Loses 4, and now a 5th one at the natural.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blunder there.
That's good damage there. The pull was not like an immense pull. It was not one of those pulls where you're like, well, he lost a lot from that. But, this kind of meta is kind of fading away, I would say, a little bit right now, this constant aggression. But Dream is making it look very feasible. I mean, he's finding holes in MyuNgSiK's play here.
Yeah, Mar was trying to do it yesterday too. Didn't quite work, but that was on Echo. I think Terraform offers you a lot of different angles to come in and actually drop the Protoss, especially in the main. And once they get their third base up, it's very easy to just attack from multiple angles as the Terran.
Yeah, the line of sight blockers really give you a lot of potential as well.
Those line of sight blockers, man. We talk about them all the time. There's way too many of them.
Yeah, I don't like this map that much. I mean, I've been pretty adamant about it, but yeah, it's growing on me a little bit, though. Seeing the way players are starting to use those blockers and how Protosses are adapting and having observers over them to make sure they can see what's inside.
The Marine Council over here.
Yeah, they could, if they were paying attention, scan that observer. Maybe having more important chats with that council.
Yeah. Too busy deciding what their late game strategy is going to be.
Yeah. Well, combat shields and stim both on the way here with a double tech lab. So he's getting those important marine upgrades out very early here. I should say bio upgrades, so that will of course apply to the Marauder with the stim. But the Colossus tech that's coming out here is on time to protect this third base because he knows it was a big teching build. There's not a large bio follow-up. The Mothership core currently is sitting on 165 energy, so he's got plenty of energy to help deflect these attacks. And I like this, even using Stalkers to delay the attack. This is a strong push, though, coming across the map right now.
Yeah, I think he definitely could get up into that third base and cancel it, especially once all these upgrades line up, which they are going to. Stim combat shields, +1 even almost done here. And the first part of this, though, is he does need to identify that a third base is here.
Oh, man, +1. If it finishes here during this fight, it could be so strong it will. Time Warp goes down. Good micro here on the Colossus, And with that Time Warp there, pretty tough to actually engage this. The Mothership core does fall, but keeps the Colossus alive.
Yeah, and with 5 observers out on the map, he is going to have detection here for these Widow Mines.
Yep, a few more Stalkers joining the fight here. He needs to pull that Colossus back. It's not going to be enough, but he does eat a lot of damage for it. Still, the push continues. The Widow Mines are still active here. They burrow. And this is looking like way too much damage. MyuNgSiK cannot survive.
Oh, God. That was brutal. Dream just, I don't know, man. He just socked him in the face, and MyuNgSiK was not ready at all. He just got run over. Dream's overconfidence may be a bit granted here in this first matchup.
I think MyuNgSiK's problem there was just simply not having any zealots. I mean, sure, it started to snowball after that first engagement, but he warped in more Stalkers. And if you're going to run on top of Stalkers, they don't care. Like, there's no advantage to the Stalkers for the army to be on top. The Zealots do a ton of damage, much faster than